So it's fellas, I wanted to start today's episode with a little something different, something interesting that I found on the interwebs. I don't know specifically who said this, but I wanted to bring it to your attention. I think it was worth doing this to start the episode. I mean, big weekend of baseball we just had. Both pennants have been won. The World Series matchup is set. It's set to begin Friday. With that in mind, Jake, especially, I wanted you to see this one. Here, what does it say here? Here it is. Okay, I got it. Interesting little tidbit. Over the past 100 years, the surest sign of an ongoing financial crisis has been a Philadelphia-based baseball team winning the World Series. Did you know that, Jake? Were you aware of that?
I did. Who said that? Who said that?
It's at a little account at Morning Brew said this. I'll have you know. So this dates back to 1929. The Athletics won the World Series. Big snafu on the stonk market there back in 1929, if you recall. 1980, the Phillies, because the Athletics had moved out west at that time, but the Phillies were kicking around. They won the World Series. 2008, the Great Recession. We all know about that. Phillies won. 2022, there's some economic turmoil going on right now, and the Phillies are National League champions. It's a pretty interesting tidbit there that I haven't seen anyone else bring up. Liam, what say you about that fact?
I mean, I would say it's pretty crazy. I had no idea. That's quite the coincidence, I gotta say.
Liam, for those who may not be aware, do you want to talk about your life, how it's changed since you've brought up this tidbit, this information?
So
you brought this to light.
Originally, I was able to connect those dots.
Was it? Did you really figure this out?
Liam works for Morning Brew. For those who haven't put it together,
were you really the one that made this connection for the first time?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was just one afternoon last month. I don't know where
September 21st specifically. I'll have you know.
I saw there was some Phillies account that tweeted their records from previous World Series winning years. And I was like, okay, so 2008, yeah, there was a recession. 1980, there was some stuff going on. So I went back to double check that. It's
some stuff going on.
Yeah. then I went back and I was like, well, let's see who won the World Series at the start of the Great Depression. And it was your Philadelphia A's. So it was originally just meant to troll another coworker of mine who's a huge Phillies fan. But then my boss was like, yeah, go ahead, tweet it.
Worked out.
And here we are. The Phillies are 4 wins away from destroying the global economy.
Liam saw a highlight video of Ryan Howard and Chase Utley. He was like, you know what this makes me think of? Family starving. That's what it makes me think of.
Lehman Brothers.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Goldman Sachs, AIG, things of that nature.
The Big Short.
The very same. Margot Robbie explaining things in a bathtub, drinking on some champagne. But no, that's kind of gone in a life of its own ever since you tweeted that.
It has. It's bizarre. I see it once a day now. There's somebody else ripping it off. But stealing my flow, word for word, bar for bar.
Well, if the Phillies end up winning it all and I lose all my money, I know exactly who to blame.
Yeah, you guys can put it. You guys can put it all on me. That's. I'll take credit for that one.
You guys have any good memories from the recession, the Great Recession?
Yeah, I lost all my money in the Kings.
I don't know.
I was 12.
Who were you? You were old. Yeah. I was gonna say you.
Yeah.
I was in middle school.
I remember being like, "Wow, that's crazy." I don't know how this affects me right now, but
I remember mostly just being upset that the Red Sox would not be going to the World Series for the second straight year.
God, there was such a good team there too in 08.
A kid in my school, I was in third grade. Kid in my school lived in a really nice house, and I'd gone over his house a couple times, and then one time I went over his house, and it was not the same house, and it was not nice, and that was my.
It was not his house.
That's when I was like,
no.
That's when I was like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
He went from a 2-story to a 1-story home. That's.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Those are the things kids notice,
That's what the Phillies do. They rip people from their homes.
And that's why we'll be rooting for the Astros in this fall classic.
Let's get right into that, huh?
I am. For those who
I
are just
mean, I
tuning in,
am.
this is,
I'm
this
all
is
in.
financial. This is financial ruins on Lansdowne. I am Well Susan, aka Fitz. I'm joined by I'm dying, aka Jake, who, much like I did a couple weeks ago, and Liam, you had a sick day recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a little bout with.
Well, we'll make it a
staying
trifecta
hydrated.
here.
I'm
Jake
staying
sipping on a Glacier Freeze Gatorade from his deathbed. Again, very brave of him to join us on the episode today.
Thank you.
With the Dennis Eckersley wildcard hat on, by the way.
Oh, I thought that was like a bag of chips at first.
No,
I
no
was like,
free
why
ads.
is he-
No free ads. But I'm attacking this bag of Hall's Relief mentholyptus flavor. Cough drops.
Eating it like it's potato chips. Just
Yeah, that's what I
smacking them.
thought. He's
And
like
Glacier
holding it up.
Freeze Gatorade, which is the best flavor of Gatorade, if anybody was curious.
We talked about this last time. We don't have to get into it, but it's still lemon lime.
Lemon lime.
But you've got the Gatorade Zero there, though, which I don't love as much.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's Red.
It's not.
Well, I'm talking to Liam,
Oh, okay.
Tastes the same. Tastes the same, folks.
No,
aka
Gatorade
Red
Zero,
Sox legendary.
Gatorade
Tastes the
Zero
same.
is gross. Get the
No,
red
you're,
Gatorade.
you're thinking of you're thinking
I'm
of like
thinking of
the
G2.
G2 is awful.
Awful.
Disgusting.
Awful
I
product.
think that is what I'm thinking of.
Awful.
The
They're terrible.
red G2 tasted like cough medicine.
So bad.
Yeah.
It tastes like a liquefied version
I don't
of the
even-
worst Jello you could ever possibly have.
Do they still make G2?
I think so.
Yeah, this has made me
I don't know.
realize that
I don't
haven't
know
seen it
why
in a
they
long
would
time.
now that we got G0 and it's actually better.
What was
My
G2's like? What was G2's like?
Like
selling
0
point?
calories and stuff like that. Like that was like the whole point or
Oh,
something.
okay.
It was like sugar free, I think.
Yeah.
Which is maybe why it sucked.
My
That's when
puppet down
Michelle
in
Obama had her hand in.
School lunches.
Thanks, Obama. my puppet down in Florida has like a stockpile of G2. He'll always drink them when he goes out. Like he lives on a golf course, so he'll if he's
Dude's
in the
rock.
links, he just pounds those,
Love-
right?
Loves his G2.
That and a couple
G2.
BLs, yeah. That and a couple Bud Lattes out on the links. That's have yourself a day. But no, welcome in. Thanks for tuning in as we get ready for the World Series and we get ready for this episode where we put the Yankees pack up. We will get to that. But quickly off the rip, are we an Astros podcast for this World Series or are we a Phillies
No.
one? I think
No.
we're Astros.
Oh, I disagree. I'm rooting for the Phillies.
You're with,
I can't
you're with the
stop.
Phillies?
Yeah. Am I the
It's
only
like,
one?
I just don't want the city of Philadelphia to have nice things. That's my thing. You know, there are guys on the Phillies I like. Like I've always
I
liked
like
Philly.
Philly.
I-
You
yeah,
ever
no,
been to
nothing
Philly?
against-
It's a
nothing
lovely
against the
city.
Phillies.
Very historic city. Probably the third most historic city in America.
It's not a nice. I mean,
Maybe some might even say second most historic city in America.
Some might.
I would say. I would
Liberty
say
Bell.
Boston, DC or Philly, and then New York would be my top four.
I still don't want them to have anything.
That's
nice.
interesting because I was gonna go Boston, Quincy, Mass.
That's right, baby. City of presidents. That's right.
Then Worcester, Mass.
That's right. That's right. It's interesting. Bel Air, Maryland.
Birthplace of dunks, baby. Quincy Mass.
Actually, yeah. So actually, Quincy, Mass is first. Actually,
That's
I
right.
forgot
That's
about
true.
I
Just the
forgot about
Duncan
the dunks
alone.
there, yeah.
I'll show you guys around. You come to the queue. I'll show you. Well, I'll take you to that first ever dunks along Quincy Shore Drive. It'll be a great time. Or Southern Artery, excuse me. What am I talking
I'm looking
about?
forward to it. Live pod from the original Dunks.
That's right. They made it look like kind of like retro-y. I haven't been there in a little bit, but like it's bigger and it has like the old school like stools and whatnot.
Well,
That
I'm
makes
rooting for the
sense.
Phillies.
Gross.
No, why? No.
No, I don't.
I'd like Bryce to get his ring.
I'm still bitter about the dancing on my own thing too, because that's officially not.
No,
Red
that's-
Sox
I
anymore.
actually
That's
I
what
have
I'm
some
stuck on.
I have some takes
That's what
on
I'm
that
stuck on.
that I'm afraid to share.
Let's fire
You
away.
don't- You
Might as
don't
well.
care.
We're on the topic
No,
now.
no. I care, but it's theirs now for sure.
It has to be.
They
Unfortunately,
Sadly,
won
is,
more
yeah.
than us. They won more than we did.
They,
With
got
they won two
completely
more
cocked.
games. They won 2 more games than us.
They did, and they could
Ab-
they could
They
still
could,
win
they
more.
could win. It could turn out to be 6 more.
They could win the whole damn thing.
came in and completely stole our lunch. I hate it. I'm bitter.
Yeah, it does kind of suck.
Like
I did see Kevin
Fucking
Pilecki's Instagram story the other day. It was like his sons jamming out in some big Tonka truck to the song. He was
While
like, "Boy,
Kevin's on Indeed looking for jobs.
basically. He's like, the boys are ready, Kyle. Boys are ready.
Francisco Lindor standing in the back, being like, "Indeed, you do."
Right? Yeah, I forgot he does that. That's weird.
I mean, it's Lucky's thing, so I mean, like,
Frankie doesn't have a great screen presence in those commercials. I'm afraid to say.
It's a weird. They're an odd couple. Strange deal to take if I'm Lindor.
Okay, well, I'm glad we're split then. I'll root for the Phillies, and you guys root for the Astros, and that's what we'll do.
Sounds right. You know what we can root for, though? The demise of the New York Yankees.
Well, what? Well, okay. Do you want to get it? Sorry.
Dude, what do you?
I was gonna say, what's your draw? Like, why is it just because you don't like the city of Philadelphia? Like, I don't think
I don't like Philly-based teams, and it's just like the Astros are such a fucking wagon at this point. Like, if they win, like, what are you gonna say? Like, the whole cheating stuff, like that, it's done.
I don't
it's
like
over.
the Eagles or the Flyers or the Sixers, but I genuinely don't really have anything against the Phillies. They're the one Philly sports team I have no ill will towards.
It's
For me, it's
one and the same for me.
I'm just being spiteful.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
really
that
what it
I
comes
should
down to.
succeed. Others should fail as well. It would be great if like a meteor just ended the world and just neither team won.
What's that? There's a TikTok screenshot that always goes around on Twitter where it's like something good happened to you. Sorry, like it should have happened to me instead.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I unironically
exactly
feel
how
that
I
way
feel
a lot
about.
of the
That's
time.
how I feel about the Phillies.
Like when I go on LinkedIn and people are like, "Just got a great gig." I don't care. You know,
Like,
what is that?
Who cares?
What does that do for me? You know?
Doesn't
Just
give me a
hit
pay
the
bump.
like the auto select kudos. Good for
Oh
you.
yeah.
God, LinkedIn is such
Thumbs
a
up,
fucking
the thumbs up
wasteland.
emoji.
Ugh, God. LinkedIn
Strange
sucks.
place.
It's so bad. Ugh. God, those
Fitz, are we
posts that go-
connected on LinkedIn?
I don't know if we are.
I'm gonna go connect right now with you.
Do it up. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for this Yankees candle to go up anymore. Like, I need this needs to. I mean, what an awesome weekend for
Talk about
Yankees
like
history.
like is there outside of like what happened last night? There's nothing of note for me from that series. It was a complete like it was business as usual. if you're
Every
Houston.
single facet of the game, the Yankees underperformed. Every bit.
Yeah, everywhere.
On the field, managerial wise, every single offense, pitching, starting pitching, relief pitching, defense, every single aspect of the game was dominated by Houston. That was nowhere close to a competitive series. Just top to bottom, complete dominance by Houston.
People were really hyping it up. Has outside of like the wild card series and Guardians Yankees, are those the only like winner take all games we've had? Because I feel like the playoffs are flying by. There really haven't been any like deep series.
Yeah,
I
you
mean-
know, but let me speak to the NLCS because that series was closer than
Than it looked, yeah.
than the 4-1 would make you believe.
Yeah, I mean I mean the Bryce home run came late. It was on the brink of being a 3-2 series going back to San Diego. The Profar check swing game Friday night, which by the way he went there.
Oh,
he
100%
went around when it was tied 1-1 there. I mean it was close. He was
I
just
agree, but
barely breaking the plane.
I don't
but he
think you
went.
can make that call.
I think you could totally make that call considering he went.
All right.
Shades of what was it, Wilmer Flores, Giants Dodgers last year.
Yeah,
Where, like that series ended on a check swing that I don't think he went, did he?
Not last
forget.
year.
yeah.
Last
No,
year.
Dodgers, Giants was
Yeah,
last year.
that divisional series.
Oh my God, was it really?
Yeah.
Remember when Wilmer Flores cried when he got traded? When he didn't,
He did get traded.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
from the Mets. Yeah,
my
I
buddy
get what
was
you
at
mean,
that
though.
game, and he could see into the dugout, the Mets dugout. So whenever the camera like wasn't on Wilmer, we were texting him. We were like, "Is he still crying?" And he was. He cried the whole
Yeah.
night.
I mean, he would like he had joined that organization when he was like a real young lad. I know what you mean though, Jake. There, like with the it's a tough call to make one way or the other, but at the end of the day, it was the correct call. And also, like that ball was heading towards his fucking gonads. Like, don't like. I know it's easy for me to say as I sit here in a chair and Jerks and Profar is a professional hitter, but like that was going to be nowhere near the zone, and you still offered at it. Like,
Yeah.
you got to take that pitch.
My thing with check swings is that nobody knows what it is. Like nobody knows what breaking the plane is not what constitutes a swing.
Yeah, technically, I
Like
guess
in the
not,
rule
but
book.
It's in like
It's the intent to swing.
yeah. So it's up to an interpretation, but a lot of the time it is ruled as if it's breaking the plane there.
Yeah,
So
which is an interesting little factoid I've always thought that nobody.
right.
It's like a balk, kind of like nobody actually knows what that is.
It's like porn. You can't define it, but you know when
you
you
ever
see
seen the John Boyce tweet about balks?
it. No, he's great. John Boyd, he's fantastic.
Okay, here it is. Got it. Ball. Okay. Wait, is that it? Okay, here we go. I'll read it for everybody.
I like your headshot on LinkedIn, by the way, Jake.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Balk rules. Important. 1. You can't just be up there and just doing a balk like that. 1A. A balk is when you. 1B. Okay, well, listen. A balk is when you balk the 1C. Let me start over. 1CA. The pitcher is not allowed to do a motion to the batter that prohibits the batter from doing, just trying to hit the ball. You can't do that. 1CB. Once the pitcher is in the stretch, he can't be over here and say to the runner, like, I'm going to get you, I'm going to tag you out, you better watch your butt, and then just be like, he didn't even do that. 1CB1. Like, if you're about to pitch and then you don't pitch, you still have to pitch. You cannot not pitch. Does that make any sense? 1CB2. You got to be throwing motion of the ball and then until you just throw it. 1CB2-A. Okay, well, you can have the ball up here like this, but then there's the balk you got to think about. 1CB2-B. Fairuza Balk hasn't been in any movies in forever. I hope she wasn't typecast as that racist lady in American History X. 1CB2
Still going. This has to be like a screenshot, right?
Yeah, there's just a little more. 1CB2-B1. Oh wait, she was in The Waterboy too. That would be even worse. 1CB2-B2. Get in my belly. Adam Water, The Waterboy. Haha, classic. 1C-B3. Okay, seriously though. A balk is when the pitcher makes a movement that, as determined by when you do a move involving the baseball and field of, and then 2, do not do a balk, please.
That about sums it up.
Yeah, and that's about it.
Pretty
I love his
succinct.
tweets where he types up like
seems pretty cut and dry to me. I don't know about you guys.
I love his
I don't know
tweets
how
where
you can misinterpret that.
it's very, very cut and dry. I love the tweets where he types out like a full press release in screenshots, and it just says like he went to get a sandwich today. That was pretty good. That's like that's the George W. Bush fool me once, shame on you. Fool me can't fool me again. It's an old saying in Texas and Tennessee. Probably
Now walk this drive.
Yeah, right. These terrorist killers.
These terrorist killers.
Aaron Boone is awesome, though. He's fantastic. That was the epitome of the Aaron Boone experience this past weekend. The excuses, the lack of motivation, and just the boneheaded decisions as a manager. I mean, the win comment after Game 2, where
oh my God, he's never going to live that down.
Kind of killed him. He's the best.
He's great. He's
the
the
best.
best. I tweeted this, and so since he became manager, the Yankees have made the playoffs every year, and they've gone to 2 ALCSs, which is nothing to scoff at.
No, he started in 18. No, 2.
Which is nothing to scoff at. That's not bad.
There'll only be 2 teams each year.
I would take that.
But he does something. Whenever you're thinking, hey, maybe Aaron will kind of ride a wave here. Maybe he'll be good for a little while. Every time he says the dumbest shit you have ever heard, and you're like, oh right, he's an idiot. He can't just be quiet and let himself be a decent manager that has a decent team.
Same guy who's managing perhaps the most popular brand in American sports. One of, if not the biggest name, out of the 4 major sports in this country. Same guy who said like he and his team were being bullied during a press conference once. Same guy. I just think it was kind of bullying. This guy is God, again, he's like you said, Jay. He's fantastic. Like I never want him to leave. It's always excuses. It's never his fault. It's never the team's fault. It's always something. It's the wind. It's the umpires. It's this or that. The on the field decisions, like Game 3, leaving in Cole in that situation to load the bases. That perfect.
Insanity.
Unreal. I understand letting him go in there, try to get one more inning out of him at
I mean, listen, you could understand Garrett Cole, famously a very mentally strong individual,
always performs well in the postseason, and he did well against Cleveland. I could give Garrett Cole that much, but again, it's what good does that do you now? It clearly delayed the inevitable.
Yeah,
but yeah, to let Cole load the bases there when clearly things were slipping, that's an Aaron Boone masterclass. And I think I cannot over exaggerate how fucking funny this is. Him playing the clips of the 0-4 3-0 comeback to try to motivate the very organization, the very franchise that blew that lead.
It's true.
I am honestly surprised at this point that George Steinbrenner has not risen from the grave to strangle Aaron Boone personally with his own bare hands himself before, getting back in the dirt.
I'm sure he's trying.
I thought that was even funnier than it actually was, because I mistakenly thought that Aaron Boone was on that team, the 0-4 Yankees, but then I recalled the whole thing, which is also funny, that he got hurt playing basketball in the offseason.
That's why they got A-Rod.
That's why they got A-Rod, so. Which is another funny Aaron Boone thing. I mean, this guy, he's a funny guy. I don't know. He's a funny guy.
Listen, it's a long-term commitment to the bid at this point, and he knows he's not going to get fucking fired. Hal Steinbrenner isn't going to step up and fire him.
What would it take? I don't even know what it would take. It would take them going 500 or worse.
I think Cashman.
Right?
But they need someone to point the finger at consistently, so they know that Boone can be that guy. Hal Steinbrenner likes Brian Cashman, clearly.
Cashman, I actually don't think will ever get fired.
I don't think so. I think his contract is up. He'll get it. He'll get a new one. I don't think they get rid of him.
I'm not really sure. I guess that dynasty.
They're doing just well enough where they wouldn't get rid of Boone. You're right. It would take a 500.
The dynasty gave him just really good job security, I guess. I mean, I don't. Not many GMs could survive a 12-year World Series, 13 now, drought, especially in that market.
Right? Yeah, that demanded.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
most.
after Cashman, who's like the second longest tenured GM in the league?
I have no idea.
Friedman in LA.
I mean, yeah, he's been there for a while.
Let me see for you. The thing
I don't
is,
know.
though, GMs aren't. Oh, Billy Beane. Yeah.
Oh yeah, duh.
He's still in Oakland.
Yeah, he is.
I thought his position was like strange now.
In 2015, he was promoted to executive vice president of baseball operations. Well,
there
who's
you go.
president? Well, who's president then? Well, that's the thing. GM isn't a real position anymore.
Yeah, there's so many different titles for it.
I think it's funny that instead of just getting rid of the title of GM, they kept GMs around, but now there's just people above it. It doesn't.
Who effectively act as the
who's
GM.
our GM? Halloran, right?
I think you might be right.
And he's the general manager of the Boston Red Sox. What the fuck does he do? He doesn't do it. Drafting probably is what
Good
falls
work
on
if
him.
you can get it.
No, I know. It's just funny.
Great
I don't.
work.
Who was the first president of baseball operations? Who got that title for the first time?
Maybe it's Brian Cashman.
No, is he? Is he that?
I don't know. He's just been around there forever, and he's going to continue to be around there forever.
I believe Dombrowski was the Red Sox first president of baseball operations, because Cherington.
Save the Dombrowski talk. We will get to that when we talk.
Cherington
more about
was their GM.
Correct.
Yeah. The Yankees, it is the definition of insanity, though, because they keep trying to trot out the same type of a roster build, and it keeps falling flat on their face. Their offense, I understand, the old adage is that you need home runs in the postseason to win. I get that, and it's home runs are efficient. I understand that too, but they're way too reliant on the long ball in the sense that if the bats aren't going, they can't keep a line moving. They strike out way too often when things are going poorly, and that's what keeps happening with this team. They had 30 strikeouts through the first 2 games of this series, of this sweep.
Who do they think they are? Bobby Dahlbeck?
Right? Bada bing. Fried him.
Sorry.
Your big guys didn't.
Poor guy. What did he do? He didn't do anything.
Judge
hold
did
on.
nothing outside of Rizzo and Bader. He didn't have any consistent offense, to rely on for that
Liam,
for the
Liam,
entire
what's up,
sweep.
pal? What's up, pal?
I gotta go back to the front office talk because
Okay.
the Red Sox titles are so confusing.
Okay,
There's so Heim is the chief baseball officer.
Oh, okay.
O'Halloran is the general manager.
Okay.
But then you have assistant general manager Raquel Ferrara.
Right. Yes.
But
Women
then
in
there's
baseball,
also,
we love that, don't we?
right,
fellas?
of course. But then there's also a senior vice president of baseball operations, Ben Crockett.
This is such a fucking Red
So,
Sox.
is your question which of those two people is higher on the totem pole?
Yeah, like I have no
I
idea.
would guess Ben Crockett is higher.
But see, on the front office page, like Raquel is listed third under the executive
that's
management
interesting.
team, and Mr. Crockett is close to the bottom of that list. So, but I have no idea because all those people are thrown into like some cosmic gumbo of revenue officers.
This is Joe Biden's America right here, isn't it? He's creating jobs. That's what he's doing, and we love Sleepy Joe for it.
Could you imagine Tom Werner just fumbling his way, like trying to explain the hierarchy of how that goes?
Tom Werner doesn't. There's no way he knows a single thing about how.
President of baseball.
You guys. There's no way Tom Werner knows a single like day-to-day thing that goes on with the Red Sox, right?
No chance.
No.
What is like the deepest, like, you know how like they have like that like knowledge icebergs, basically, like, like if you have like the Red Sox iceberg, the top of it is like, ooh, the green monster,
Okay.
Sweet Caroline.
I would guess. I would
like,
guess Tom Werner knows 5
What's-
players on the Red Sox active roster.
What do you think is the deepest bit of Red Sox lore that Tom Werner could
Lore?
tell you? Lore.
I would say
Like,
lore
off the-
he's okay, but I mean like the 2023 Red Sox, he probably knows 5 players on that team.
He still thinks that Dice K is in part of the.
Well, I was gonna say
rotation.
he probably knows we have Chris Sale, Xander Bogaerts.
I'll give him a Valdi. Just because he was there in 18.
I
and had to,
wasn't gonna give him that actually.
Okay. I'm fine with not giving it to him.
Maybe Verdugo because he knows we traded Mookie for him. I'm not sure. that was important to him. I don't know, but yeah, he's a fucking nerd. I don't.
Okay,
that guy,
all right, but
he's-
hold on.
Jake, how
hold
much
on.
more can he know? He doesn't know how a fucking Red Sox. Let's go Red Sox.
Sorry,
chant goes. He
excuse
doesn't know
me,
the cadence
Fitz,
of it.
bleep that last part out. I would never say something rude about Mr. Werner, as we are gunning to be the official podcast of his Boston Red Sox.
Scrub that.
Scrub
gonna-
that. Dump it.
We're gonna
Okay.
teach him how to properly do a Red.
He'll be coming on the pod, and we'll do a Let's Go Red Sox chant together, the 4 of us, and it'll be a magical moment.
I got one more title to run by you guys.
Oh boy.
Executive Vice President, Assistant General Manager.
Oh,
Eddie
that's not
Romero.
real. Who the fuck is that?
Right?
Who's that? Romero?
John Henry Jr. Johnny Henry, like his son. Right?
Okay, so all right, so Heim's the chief baseball officer. O'Halloran's the general manager. Ferrara is the executive vice president, assistant general manager. But then there's executive vice president, assistant general manager.
Assistant to the general manager.
Wait, there's 2 of those same titles?
Yes, so I guess that's Ferrara and Romero are
Okay.
executive vice president, assistant general managers. And then Crockett is the senior vice president.
This could be the
baseball
setup to like a psychological thriller. Like Liam's on this website and he learns that he is one of the assistants to the one of the
Hold on,
executive
hold on.
vice assistants to the. Liam,
How deep does this
fancy.
go?
We're on the payroll.
We're actually already the official podcast.
Yeah,
of
we've been
team.
the official
Yeah, we
podcast.
just didn't know it.
Always have been.
Always have.
Astronaut pointing the gun.
Right under like director of player development, official podcast hosts.
Here's a question for you guys. Can you think of one instance where fans chanting "We want insert city"? Hey, can you name one instance of that ever fucking working?
I can't, Fitz.
I can't. It's
I'm at a
winless.
loss.
It's the exact opposite of undefeated. It's completely winless. Fans chanting "We want this city" after a playoff advancement. It never works.
That behavior post ALDS Game 5.
What a pathetic fucking
very
organization,
unbecoming.
man.
Very
How
unbecoming.
far the Yankees have fallen. An ALDS victory against the team from the American League Central. Even 15 years ago, Yankee fans would just like nod their head and be like, okay, like, all right, on to the, let's try to win the pennant now. And they're acting like the fucking Cubs in 16 when they won the World Series. They have to like grease the poles in the Bronx because they beat the Guardians.
They're down bad.
In 5 games, couldn't even beat them in 3. This team was on pace to 120 games
with rain delays thrown in there.
With rain delays, yeah. They broke out George's weather machine.
I thought they were going to push it last night too.
They tried it again. They tried the magic of D Wade in the cube. They tried to push their luck one more time. Wasn't happening though. No more cube rain delays because it's going to be on Fox, the World Series and FS1. But
that's okay. That just means more Citizens for Sanity ads.
Oh God, fucking
that's crazy. Those are on.
It's every commercial break. I'm surprised we haven't talked about this sooner.
I know.
Well,
you got my vote, guys. I get it. All right, you don't need to keep trying to persuade me.
Jake's bug has gone to his brain now.
He's delirious.
Just like the opening line of that ad is so jarring.
Well, yeah. What is it? It's like Hispanics should die or something.
Jesus Christ.
It's similar to that though. That's the crazy thing.
It's
not that far off.
So crazed gunman shot them down in the street.
Yeah.
An illegal immigrant.
My dad. I was sitting with my dad watching the Padres game, and he looks at me. He's like, "Is that true?"
All right, I'm gonna cut this next tidbit here, but I just want to bring it up. So my soon-to-be father-in-law.
Is this the fentanyl thing? You told us this.
No, the
okay.
same guy. I mean, big righty, and he was there. We were watching the game. That commercial came up. I sprinted to the remote to try to turn it off. I was like, I cannot have this discourse right now.
Yeah.
It's a batshit crazy fucking commercial. Absolutely crazy.
My dad's like one of those he's a Republican, but just because he's not inclined to learn anything new, like one of those. Like he grew up in the suburbs,
It's I'm fine.
Runs a business, Like he doesn't hate minorities or anything. He just doesn't care about anything.
He just doesn't want his taxes.
He just doesn't want his taxes to be any higher. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's a one. What do they call it? One issue voter. He's a one issue voter.
That's fair.
Citizens for Sanity. And it has all the buzzwords too. Like, does it say something about wokeness in there? It has to. All the little buzzwords that the hogs love.
They're like closing statement.
Yeah.
Right before this ad is brought to you by Citizens for Sanity.
Citizens for Sanity.
How about our boy Ted Cruz chilling behind home plate last night?
Yeah.
And I'll say this: 2 things went well in the Bronx this weekend. Number one, they apparently they said, "May we have your attention, please?" And then there was a beat, and then just started blasting "Viva La Vida" out by Coldplay. So that was good. That's objectively a good move there. I can't go wrong with a little.
Had no idea you were working in the control room.
Yes, yeah, this is how. Yeah, we're actually going to become a Yankees podcast now. I've got my foot in the door. No, and
Yankees
then
Productions.
Yeah, the people motherfucking Ted Cruz there.
Out on 161st. Where's Yankee Stadium?
I think that's right.
I think it's 161st. Okay. Doesn't flow off the tongue as well, so we'll stick with the Red Sox. But no, people cussing out Ted Cruz at the game.
Oh my God, the one photo where he's waving and there's a middle finger everywhere you look.
Not enough, first of all, but second of all, yeah, there's multiple thing, and the people yelling him to fuck off, all that shit. Ted Cruz is such a fucking weasel. He does that move where there's no way he doesn't hear people yelling at him. There's no way.
No, of course.
He's 5 feet away from it. He pretends like.
Didn't he do the scoreboard thing in response?
Did he?
I didn't see. I think there was.
I hate to give the guy credit, but that's unbeatable. Unfortunately,
it's kind of
scoreboard.
Funny.
You cannot beat scoreboard.
Hey, you're a piece of shit, and a guy called your wife ugly, and you still endorse him to be president. You're gonna burn in hell. You're an awful fucking person.
Sorry, man. Stros are winning.
Excuse me,
American League champs.
Scoreboard.
You know the thing on Twitter.
The Astros.
The thing on Twitter. Football's on. That's like. Football's on. That's scoreboard. You can't listen. If your team is beating a team, the team of somebody you're in an argument with, you win every time. It doesn't matter.
True.
It doesn't matter what you're arguing about. You just hit them with the scoreboard.
Ted Cruz
That's
going, maybe you should consider coping more. You should.
He
cry."
probably wanted somebody to like get up in his face and be like, the woke liberals of New York City
New York City
attacked me as I rooted for my
dangerous.
beloved Houston Astros.
I can literally see that tweet.
Yeah, no, I was serious. He probably did want somebody to like get up in his face.
Remember,
You oh,
there you go. For those
I
who
just-
couldn't see that,
just dropped a cough drop out of my mouth.
Oh no.
there you go.
Hall's Relief, Bentholiptus flavored cough drop. You guys ever seen the Ted Cruz butter tweet?
No.
No. I mean, I've seen this screenshot of like
see. Okay,
his
got it.
likes that one time.
It's him standing in front of a cow made of butter.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It says,
okay.
"Wow, a giant cow made of butter at the Iowa State Fair. My girls would love it. In fact, the first sentence Caroline ever said was, 'I like butter.'"
I mean, that's just not.
I
a
believe
thing that
Caroline
happens.
hates her father now.
second
She has,
she
she
said
has a
was,
TikTok. She has a
the
TikTok.
Oh, does she?
The second
Yeah.
thing she said was hashtag Ruth Conda forever.
She's a leftist. His daughter.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's Caroline. I think he has two daughters, so it's one of them. But
Shout
one
out
of
to
them
Ted
hates him.
Cruz's daughter there. Speaking of Ted Cruz
Come
and
on the
Twitter,
pod, Caroline Cruz. Yeah, you know.
Also,
Talk about,
isn't
we
like
talk about your Astros.
isn't like Kellyanne Conway's daughter like big on TikTok too?
Yeah, I actually think Kellyanne might have institutionalized her, unfortunately.
Tragic. She should
speaking
come
of
on the
Ted
pod,
Cruz
though.
on Twitter, him liking that porn tweet and the fallout of that was
that's
amazing.
the one I know.
The best tweet during that entire saga, and I think anytime Ted Cruz comes up, usually this will come to mind, and I'll laugh to myself. At Krang T Nelson on Twitter, he's like a pretty big. How many followers?
Yeah, I know Krang. I know Krang.
250,000.
I know Krang. I know Krang.
Oh yeah, personally, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I call him K Dog. Me and him were close like that, but no.
Yeah,
Krang T
I know.
Nelson tweets Ted Cruz voice. I can't even say it. Time for a little Porter-Rooney.
That's good shit.
That fucking blobfish face of his logging in. What do we got here? Time for a little Porter-Rooney today, huh? Teddy boy.
Mark Feinsand just tweeted that the Dodgers will be front runners for Aaron Judge, and Mookie could move to second base if that's
Because
true.
of course.
Shut the fuck up.
I think
Where
I
was it
think I have nothing to say on that matter. Actually, that's just sickening.
And they'll still lose in the division series. Oh man, that would
be kind of funny.
It is funny every time that the Dodgers lose in the playoffs. They're like, "Who's the best fucking player in the league right now? Who's the MVP? Get Adam!
Let's go get him. Let's go get him.
Yeah. Well, what do you do there? Well, you keep because Turner's a free agent. I mean, you wouldn't re-sign Turner at that point, or maybe they would because of the Dodgers. But you'd probably just
Wouldn't they just put
consistently play
Mookie in
Lex at short.
center? They're gonna non-tender Bellinger. I figured.
Bellinger's gonna love
I
that.
don't know.
Guy. That's gonna be the big move. PU.
Can you guys think of another player that fell off the way Bellinger? I mean,
quickly.
that is.
Belly
is
and Yelly.
fascinating. No, Yelich is still can hit baseballs.
Yelly was like fine. Like yeah, he's not gonna be that.
You can
type of
still
a player,
start
but-
Yelich,
Yeah, he's still solid enough. Bellinger is.
Bellinger
My goodness.
doesn't even get to the
my God,
Mendoza
it's-
line.
His OPS plus was 78. He
Yeah,
did. He was
fucking
worth.
sucks.
He did have his WAR was 1.2.
He's a great
according to
defender.
B-Raf.
Yeah,
He's a great
defender.
defender.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Can I be honest with you, Liam? You say 78 was his OPS plus, higher
Oh.
than I thought it would be.
Oh, it was 44 last year in 95 games. Oh boy.
Hey, it's an improvement. He's on the way up. This could be a high
Nice.
masterclass, Liam.
His
It makes you think.
Oh my god. His slash line 210, 265,
No, he's cooked.
389.
It's because. Do you think it's from when he did the fucking Bash Bros thing and he popped his shoulder out?
It might have something to do with that. I think definitely last year his struggles had something to do with that.
It's been
I
2
mean,
years though.
that's-
I know.
I know.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know
he
if it's still
wasn't
lingering.
even that good in 2020.
Oh. Well, no
That's-
The
bad.
2020 thing you could almost just explain away as just being like, oh, it's a short season, something
Right,
like
like
that.
we did
At
that.
the time, you could have explained it away like that. Now
Well,
it's like,
the last 2 years.
yeah. Again, this screams high on.
You want to get into the Dombrowski thing?
This was only his age 26 season.
Yeah, he's a little baby.
Sign me up, Heim. Sign me up. Let's fix him. I can
low
fix him.
low risk, high reward, huh? It makes you think. Yeah, let's get into some Phillies and Dombrowski talk because, you've already started to see it because this does pertain to the Red Sox. Not much specifics we can go into with Red Sox talk here, but this is Boston adjacent, so I wanted to get into it. I guess sort of the best way to phrase this is the legacy of Dave Dombrowski and his departure, and as we're a couple years into the Chaim Bloom experience, if that's what you want to call it. Just people, I think, talking one way or the other about the nature of how Jake, you tweeted about this. June Lee with ESPN, solid reporter like him. He mentioned one World Series appearance for Dombrowski since he was fired by the Red Sox, as opposed to Boston not being able to win a pennant. And you weren't jiving with that take 100%. What would you have to say about that? Because I did want to pick your brain on that front, because it has been a discussion within Red Sox circles that I've seen over the last couple of days, especially with the Phillies, now on their way to potentially winning a World Series.
Okay, so I saw a couple things, and listen, Dave Dombrowski. I mean, he got us a ring, so I'll always, I have no
Can I cut
negative.
you off 1 second? I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna. In my mind, it would have been funny if you just said Dave Dombrowski and just stopped, like just didn't say anything.
Dave Dombrowski. That's all I have to say.
I
He's
agree.
one of the general managers of all time.
Yes.
Of all of them.
No, Liam.
The
by your
president of
time,
baseball operations.
Thank you.
President of baseball operations of all time.
Okay, listen, he won us a ring, so it'll always be positive memories associated with him, but it's like the moment. All right. He doesn't know how to sustain. He doesn't know how to create sustains. He was hired to come in, finish off.
Hired gun to
this
do
team
exactly what you were going to get into when you hired Dave Dombrowski.
Yeah.
And it happened, and it worked.
And then your prospect pool was ass. It was literally the worst in all of baseball.
But,
it was
Banner's hang
30th.
forever. It works, right?
It was 30th out of 30, and then we needed a new guy to come in and kind of build things back up.
If you already had the decision...
we said, Dave, thank you. You did your job. Mission accomplished.
Flags fly forever.
You're free. Go be free. Go somewhere
Exactly,
else.
Liam, right. I mean,
they're the
you
greatest.
knew who this guy
Red Sox
was from the
team
jump,
of all time,
right? What's that?
I said the 2018 Red Sox are the greatest team in franchise history.
In terms of skill, yeah, absolutely. In terms of how good the team was, you know what I mean? Like the importance of it, obviously.
All this
4 or even maybe 13. But the point is, like, just in terms of, 108 wins and only 3 losses in the postseason, like that. Of course,
insanity.
The fucking dominant team, 119 wins in total. But you knew who this guy was from the jump, right? Once you brought him in to replace Ben Cherington, you knew exactly what you were going to be getting yourselves into. It ended up working out. They had a good couple of years there run that included a World Series championship. Hired gun came in, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You're on your way. Once the call basically came in from the top that they weren't going to be extending Mookie Betts and they had to move him, Dombrowski wasn't the guy for that job, and it's fine. Someone tweeted, I retweeted it today, but both can be true where you can appreciate what Dombrowski did and recognize that the last couple of years of team building for the Boston Red Sox is just it wasn't a job suitable for him, and it's fine. It's okay. It is what it is. They can both exist at the same time. Both of those realities.
And I saw, and some people were, like Dave's whole thing is he can't build a farm. And I don't even know if that's necessarily true. Like, people were listing Casas, Bayo. Those guys came in under him. However, if Dave Dombrowski was the GM of the Red Sox, if he was the GM of the Red Sox today, I don't think either of those guys make it to the majors with the Red Sox, probably. Which is like, they probably get traded midseason for a guy to pitch the fucking 8th inning or something.
I'll give him credit. Duran would have been gone last year. If he
actually, maybe firing Dombrowski was not was actually a mistake.
Duran would have been gone years ago.
Yeah, but then you would have had Jose Barrios stinking up the joint in important games for the Red Sox, so it makes you think. but yeah, maybe it's. I mean, Casas projects to be a very impactful bat for this team for years to come. Bayo has the potential to be. I won't say ace number one guy, but he could definitely be a very solid number two guy. We've talked about that extensively about him. He's got very high upside. And upside is just that. It's just potential. It could completely fail to be realized, but I think it's important for this team post Mookie trade to build some of that self-reliance back as they try to find a different form. Dombrowski was just never going to be that guy, and again, it's fine.
I will say an interesting thing compared to has anybody on that Phillies roster, like anybody important, were they traded for? I feel like almost that whole roster is.
They traded for Real Muto, right?
No.
Yep, that was Sixto Sanchez. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
That's
and then they extended him. And
that's a win for. Yeah, they must have given him an extension after the trade, or a year after, whatever it was, right? But no, that was a trade involving Sixto Sanchez, which not for nothing, Philly comes out smelling like roses there. Not necessarily Sixto's fault. He keeps getting hurt, huh?
Was that Dombrowski though that traded for Real Muto?
I'm looking that up. I don't know if it was. I'm looking that up
because I don't think he signed Harper.
Harper signed in the offseason leading into 2019.
No. Dombrowski, he didn't do either of those actually.
Really?
Yeah. So he was what?
Dombrowski,
Schwarber, and Castellanos.
December 2020, he got hired by the Phillies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wheeler, if we want to just say
Wheeler's been incredible.
Tangent, what a signing. What an unbelievable signing for that. When that happened, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, Zach Wheeler has had his moments here and there. He's been crazy. Zach Wheeler has been one of the best pitchers.
He was second in Cy Young last year, wasn't he?
He's been him.
I wouldn't put him up there like with like I guess like since signing with the Phillies, where would you have kind of ranked him in terms of best pitchers in baseball? Maybe not top 5, but definitely top 10.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Easily, like around like 7, I feel like, without like going too deep into it. That sounds about right.
That's a damn good 1-2 punch they've got, and they have it for a while, I think. Well, actually, Nola, have they paid him yet?
You said Wheeler was not Wheeler. Dombrowski was hired in December of 2020.
Yes.
So he wasn't Wheeler then either. Wheeler's been there since 2020.
That shows what we know.
Interesting. He made 11 starts in 2020. I had no idea.
If the Phillies win the World Series, does Dave Dombrowski even deserve it? It makes you think. Right?
This guy has
what
done
did he do?
shit.
He got. I guess Schwarber was good for them, and Castellanos has not been good
is
for them.
kind of ass.
So, yeah, I don't know. Win some, lose some, I guess.
Now that we've pulled up the numbers, I think we can safely say.
Yeah, right. I don't want the Phillies to win this World Series. However, I need a World Series Castellanos home run. Even if it's like in a blowout game one way or the other, if it's like 11-0 Philly or like 10-0 Houston, I need Castellanos to find the bleachers because that might actually destroy the website Twitter once and for all.
Yeah, it hasn't been funny in a while, but I think a good World Series one could reignite its flame.
That would bring it back.
Like maybe something happens over in Ukraine right before like something serious happens.
I'll say I don't think it's not that it hasn't. It's just kind of been dormant. I think Jake. We just
he hit like no home runs this year.
Yeah, right. At a sandbox of a park. Yeah. But no, the streets are clamoring for that. We need that opportunity. What do you think happens? A home run by Castellanos in the World Series. What do you think that prompts? Or what do you think that? What do you think that?
9/11/2. I tweeted this.
The squeakle.
China will invade Taiwan the moment Castellanos hits his home run.
That's serious.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about World War III there.
His OPS plus was 95 this year in 136 games.
What was it last year?
138.
Yeah, that's tough.
He hit 13 home runs. Only walked 29 times. 27 doubles. His on base was only 300.
I'd like to say one thing. I'd like to say one thing. But
you can say that one thing.
Back on the Yankees real quick. In the dog days of summer this year, when the Sox were sucking ass, there were a lot of tweets that were saying similar things to like the Red Sox, man, they might be in the worst position of all 5 AL East teams. Let's be frank here. That is not true.
It's the New York Yankees.
I agree. I think, especially if one Mr. Man just played his last game, or even if he didn't,
how is that
because
team gonna
it's actually a
change?
lose. It's actually a lose-lose for them at this point.
How is that situation going to change? They've reached their apex. They've reached their peak with the way that this team is currently built, the way it was constituted for 2022, just like it was in the last couple seasons. This is as far as they can go.
The
They're going to
baby
be
bombers,
paying
man.
next year.
This
They're going
is
to be
it.
paying two guys like almost $100 million per season.
Yeah. You know what the closest they came was Game 7 in 2017. That was their chance in hindsight. That was it.
And they didn't even have Stanton then.
They didn't even have Stanton.
Oh my god!
Holy Mick said this. It's hilarious that the Astros aren't cheating, well, presumably not cheating this year, and they actually beat them harder than they did in 19 and
So
17.
washed them.
Unbelievable.
Would it be funny if the Astros were still cheating? I actually would respect it.
That would be fucking hilarious.
It'd be-
Nobody would suspect it now.
No, they're hiding in plain sight.
Yeah,
Because they look better now.
yeah. Just the pride of New England, Jeremy Pena's putting up fucking numbers.
Maine Black Bears, huh?
Maine.
Where all my Black Bear friends at?
Yeah,
Isn't he from Rhode Island too?
Believe so.
the Yankees might be fucked.
Shout out Small
really.
Takes, Big Takes.
What the fuck do they do?
It's, again, you're rocking a...
You're paying Garrett Cole for like another decade. That's your ace.
At least 6 years, right? At least.
What?
I think it
I
was
thought
a
they gave
9-year
him.
deal.
Did they give him 10 or did they give him?
I think it was a 9-year deal, 326.
Oh, it was a 9.
I'm gonna look it up.
Got some coffin in the
I
back.
thought it was 10. Oh no, Fitz is right. 9 years,
Oh,
324.
all right. He's got 6.
324, excuse me. $2 million less dollars. So
Yeah,
big savers at the
you
Yankees.
missed big time.
No, seriously, it's like it's not like this sort of a situation where you're a middling team in whatever sport, NBA, where like you're too bad, like you're too good to avoid like high draft picks and like totally rebuilding, but you're not good enough to seriously contend for a championship. Obviously, making it to the Final Four, you got to be somewhat good. 99 games, that's nothing to sneeze at for them. But this is their peak. This is it for them. This is, as the team is currently constituted, as it's currently built, they're not going to get any better or further than this. They didn't even reach their peak this year because they got fucking swept. This is as far as they're going to go. And there's got to be some serious questions there. And if they want to build a peak, if they want to build the potential to be something more than that, they need to seriously change a lot of things up. But they're not necessarily in a position to do that because, as Jake mentioned, how much money they already have tied up. As we said earlier, the fact that they are going to be prone to saying goodbye to Boone or Cashman or both, whatever it might be. This is them. They're going to be in this cycle.
The thing is, they got a lot riding on their two top prospects. It's basically like if those guys aren't all,
if they keep them around,
Are we talking Volpe and the Martian?
yeah,
and then or Peraza too. So I guess you got 3, and Jason, was it Dominguez? His last name? Brain fart.
Yeah.
he's
Martian.
not that good in the minors.
He actually bounced back a bit this year, if memory serves. But he's still, even then, he's a couple years away. He's not going to be ready next year. He's presumably. You've seen guys like Julio Rodriguez be able to jump in at a young age, but Julio Rodriguez also proved he was
19.
like it was.
Oh my god, he's only 19.
No, he's young. Yeah, I think 24 seems like something more reasonable for the Martian. But for a guy like Julio Rodriguez, he also clearly demonstrated he was ready. It was without a shadow of a doubt when he was going to be ready for a major league play. Dominguez hasn't really shown that yet, from what I can tell, down to the minors. But the point is, they've got probably 3 guys if they even keep around, would be the future of that team. But again, not even sure if they're going to keep him around. They might trade him for fucking Kyle Gibson. I don't know. I know he's with Philly, but you catch my drift. Someone like that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it that they're in this perpetual state of good, not great. Yeah. Disappointment. Celebrating wins against Cleveland, a team that no one even gave a shot to make the postseason in the first place.
Yeah, that shit means something to me.
That's what I'm talking about. That shit means something to me, man.
It was special.
He was special. Yeah, Garrett Cole in the division series before sticking up the joint Game 3 against his former team. He was special.
I can't believe Judge didn't wear a Boris hat last night.
Oh, I was
Would've
rooting
been
for
great
it hard.
content.
I really thought it would be so good.
I don't even
Garrett-
know. Is he a Boris client?
He's
he
not.
has to
I
be,
looked it
right?
up.
Oh,
He,
what's his
Garrett goes into his locker, blows the dust off of it, hands it to him. Here you go, kid. Wear it proudly.
Who is his?
That really is one of the craziest, most shameless moments in the history of baseball. Is Garrett putting that on?
I'm not an employee of the team. Oh, okay.
Yeah, how do you
I
think
mean,
the
I
other
guess
Vikings
it,
teams
I mean that's a
felt about
great
that?
way to duck questions.
Not an employee.
I'm not an employee anymore. Oh, okay.
Just goes to show how little dog there is there for Garrett. Zero dog.
There's not much dog whatsoever.
Not even a single woof in there. No dog.
Have we recorded? Did the Yankees? Did they move on after our last episode or before?
It was during.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we were like,
Okay,
why
so
is it Bieber?
I didn't even get
Why
to
is it
remark
Bieber
on this,
throwing?
but I said to you guys during that episode how if I was an MLB pitcher, I would always say that I could throw a couple innings in relief.
Yes, yeah, you mentioned that.
Even if I could, and then he even warmed up. He went a step further.
That's
He,
right.
he
He's
threw
like
a couple
warming
pitches
up in
that
the ninth
everybody was
inning.
like, "Wow, this guy, he means it. He's a hero."
Heart and
But
soul. Heart and
he
soul.
didn't come into the fucking game. You know, he just threw 10 pitches out there to
Probably
be
a
like, "Look at
bullpen
me,
session.
guys. Look at me."
Scheduled bullpen session.
Yeah, eat shit. I hate that fucking guy.
Again, disagree. Same deal with Boone. I love him. I just love him wetting his pants. It makes me smile. I genuinely mean that I want Aaron
Boone
signed to a
strikes me
lifetime
as like I actually think he's kind of not that bright, and it like genuinely isn't. I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible. Like he strikes me as a guy who's kind of just. They gave him that job because he hit a home run 19 years ago.
And again, the ripple effect of that, the
I don't-
butterfly
I-
effect.
And I think
plays
he's
onto
just
that.
having fun, and he genuinely is doing his best. Cole is like a dickhead. Like Cole is not a good person.
Oh, he's an
Like,
asshole.
Yeah, like, and
At least in
Boone,
the baseball sense.
Boone
You know what I mean?
cries
When-
a lot and he bitches, but I don't think he's like a mean dude. Cole strikes me as like he's a nasty man.
I'm sure Aaron Boone would be nice to get a beer with, like outside of like a baseball situation.
No, I'm sure
you know,
he's
Cole's-
so- I'm
Cole's
sure
a
fine.
fucking nerd too. Like that guy. I would love to.
For Pete's sake.
Like he totally got shoved in lockers and stuff. I don't care if he was an ace in high school. Nobody liked him. I'm
Who
certain.
cares if he was 6'4" when he was 17 years old? He's still,
That guy stinks.
for Pete's sake.
Not a fan.
I mean this like I'm asking this question like half jokingly, but like some sincerity in there. Where does the Aaron Boone home run rank in terms of greatest Red Sox moments? Because at the end of the day, the Sox came out ahead of that.
It's getting up there.
Obviously, heartbreak in the moment, of course, and you don't want to lose to the Yankees.
Sure,
Everyone
but-
that
but
Got
happen.
him
also,
shilling. It got him shilling.
It led to 04. It was a year that the Yankees didn't even win the World Series.
Yeah, Beckett.
It led to Aaron
I mean,
Boone being
basically-
the manager of the team.
Beckett in 03. I mean, it's basically another Red Sox World Series title
True.
as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
absolutely. That's a great point.
Yeah,
I think Mike Lowell was on that team as well.
Mikey Lowell
yeah,
was on that team.
True.
Derek Lee was too.
Alex
right?
Alex Gonzalez on that team. Another former Red Sox great.
No, wasn't Alex Gonzalez with the Cubs? Wasn't he who made the error in the Bartman game? There were two Alex Gonzalez's, weren't there?
Yeah,
Shortstop?
there are two because I
There was
pulled
like
up the
Alex
one-
A. Gonzalez, I think.
I pulled up the one you were talking about on BREF first.
Was that
and he's
Alex
the one
A?
that was with
Or something like that.
what the fuck's his full name? No, he's Alexander Scott Gonzalez. I think
Alexander
the Alex Gonzalez I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he was there for like 2010 or so with the Red Sox.
Yes, 06.
06. no.
06, 09. And
He was
yeah,
at
he was
that
with the
long with
Marlins.
us?
He was with the Marlins in 2003. Not that whole time. He popped back in for 44 games in 2009.
I see.
Yeah, this is really great stuff, by the way.
The talk about Alex Gonzalez or
Alex Gonzalez.
The talk of various Alex Gonzalez.
Obscure Alex Gonzalez's
I
from
thought you were talking about
the early
Halls Cubs.
early
I thought you were
aughts.
mowing down. Yes, early
No,
aughts.
these Fitz, let me be clear. These halls
let me be clear.
relieves coughs and soothes sore throats, cools nasal passages.
Would you
If you see on the
consider your
package-
nasal passages cool right
If
now?
you see on the package right here, our listeners, if you can read this, the cooling flavor meter of these halls relief is a 4 out of 5, which is
That seems pretty good.
that's damn good. Let
Why
me-
would they
let me
not?
tell you.
I mean, I guess that's honest advertising, but why would they not say that it's always 5 out of 5? Wouldn't you want it to be a 5 out of 5? All
Well,
the time?
when I was at CVS this morning, there was one that was a 2 out of 5 and a 3 out of 5, and this was 4 out of 5. There was no 5 out of 5. So maybe it's like Lovecraft.
If you have to ask for the
It's
5
like-
out of 5 one, you can't afford it.
Well, I was gonna say maybe it's like Lovecraft, where like if they ever did release a 5 out of 5 cooling flavor, it would like break you would kill yourself out of mortals couldn't understand a 5 out of 5 cooling flavor.
Yeah, and then they have like the 2 on there. Like if you just have like a little drip or like a little cough, like just something to take the edge off, take the 2 out of 5. You know, you don't need it to be too strong.
Yeah, well I've had the strawberry, which is a 2 out of 5.
You, on the other hand, you're fighting demons right now, so you need that 4.
Yeah, I'm going through hell over here, fellas.
He's got that dog in him, unlike Eric Cole.
I don't have much left, personally. I think we hit the big stuff.
I had one more random bit that doesn't have anything to do with anything, and Liam will appreciate this. Jake, I don't know about you so much, but I might give you a homework assignment from this. You know what's been stuck in my head, Liam? And again, this has nothing to do with nothing that we've talked about like so far today. You know what's been stuck in my head? It's Coming Home, the soccer song for England, like their song. I don't know why it's been stuck in my head, but it's such a fucking earworm. Like with the
I
World
thought
Cup coming
Boris
up.
was gonna come home.
I thought he was too. That would have been great.
I was
Great
devastated
concept
he
for
didn't
us.
come home.
Old English D.
Yeah.
The fact that we haven't brought up the fiasco with Liz Truss here, too.
Fitz, I'll be frank. I don't think I'm smart enough to really comment on that.
Just it's
Or
British
like-
it's British Republicans eating dirt right now. It's just funny. So like,
Yeah.
that's been our brand. Oh, jolly bloke. But no,
I just really like the video of her where she's like, "I'm a fighter."
yeah,
It cuts like a second later. She's like, I will be resigning.
yeah, Arrested Development.
The
narrative
lettuce.
voice.
I
She was
just
not-
that lettuce outlasted her.
That's right.
Yeah, what if I told you that lettuce upset? Because it was like, haha, what if this lettuce does? No, the lettuce actually did. It's like how the emus won the Emu War in Australia back in the day.
Yeah.
It's true.
You guys know about the Emu War?
I don't know.
I mean, I've heard about it. I don't know the full
So,
details.
brief little history lesson for you here on Pod on Lansdowne. Basically, what happened right after the First World War, Australia had a bunch of farmers, and there was, I believe, it may have been a drought at the time. But on top of that, to compound the issue, emus were eating seeds and crops and stuff like that, and fucking with farmers, basically. So, this crazy military leader, if I recall correctly, basically had an idea to eradicate the emus. He was like, he went to the government, went to the military, and was like, hey, do me a favor, give me like a couple of machine guns, a couple thousand, rounds of artillery. Me and my boys, we're going to go out into the countryside and we're going to kill these emus, and it's going to eradicate the issue. There's not going to be any more farming problems. It's everything's going to be hunky dory after that. Government said, yeah, okay, fine. Have at it. They went at it for a weekend, killed a bunch of emus, but not enough of them. The emus, I don't know if they learned this or this is a natural instinct after a while. They learned that they shouldn't have been huddled up together. They need to spread out, kind of divide and, well, not conquer, but, divide and live, basically. After the first rounds of artillery went out, they had to get more. And the government's like, all right, but this better work again. And they did it again, but they couldn't get enough of the emus. So basically the government was like, we're not fucking paying for this shit. We'll find a different way to deal with the emus. So while they sustained a ton of losses, the emus won that war of attrition. The emus, with the upset victory, won the Emu War. So there you go. That's a brief, 100% true. You can look all that up. That's a thing. I may have messed up a detail here or there, but that's the basic gist of the Emu War.
And this has been Pod on Lansdowne.
This is Pod on Lansdowne. The history lessons on Lansdowne. I know that's all I had. I just wanted to fucking bring up It's Coming Home because, my God, it's been an earworm. And you'll hear more of it as the World Cup comes up next month.
Ugh.
All right.
3 lines on the shot. Not that I want England to win.
We
England's in
square?
the same group as U.S., but
We square here.
Are we
good.
playing them the day before or the day
The
after?
day after Thanksgiving. We're playing them
That's what I thought.
Black Friday. That's going to be an unreal day.
big day,
Because I think
big day.
there's going to be some
That's
NFL
a great
football
day
that
on
day
Twitter.
too. Right?
I think so, yeah.
We got Iran too in our group.
Yeah, a lot of
We almost had
geopolitical
Ukraine. It was Wales, but
elements.
yeah, right?
We almost got Ukraine. That would have been insane.
Yeah, that would have been the Twitter discourse group.
Insane in the Ukraine is what people
Insane in the
like
brain. Many are saying this. Although, what did we not? Well, I guess yeah, because Wales would have been out, and Ukraine would have been in. I was like, we're going to have like 3 European teams in the same group, and you can't do that. But no, it just subs up with Wales. So, Liam, no, not Liam. Jake, who's winning the World Cup next month, or I guess in December would be who's winning?
Spain.
Spain? Probably not,
yeah.
but that's fine. Liam,
Okay.
who's winning?
I'd like to change my answer.
I
Too late,
gotta
locked
think
in.
about it.
Put in
No,
some.
I'd like to say. Can I say Italy to honor their new fascist?
Italy's
regime?
not even in it. Italy missed, dude. They're out.
After winning the Euros.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
I'll
They won.
stick-
They
I'll
won
stick
the
with Spain
European.
then.
They
I'll
won the
stick with
European
Spain then.
Championship last year, but didn't qualify for the World Cup.
All right.
Hate
Well,
to see it.
So, Liam, who are we thinking?
I feel like it's a lazy answer, but Brazil.
I'd go with Argentina. I think this is Messi's. I think Argentina wins. Argentina's really, really good outside of Messi too. So, Brazil's really good too.
I don't trust him. Messi, joke artist, World Cup.
It makes you
and
think.
this has been Pod and Cutter.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Pot in the slave
Hot
state.
on the Persian Gulf.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Qatar. This World Cup.
Oh, well,
is
fellas, I'm gonna
happening.
go
It should be soon.
massage my lymph nodes, my nymph loads.
Quickly, who's going to win the World Series before you do that massaging? Don, who are you rooting for? Who's going to win it?
The Astros.
Astros in
5.
5. I think Astros in 5.
Ooh. I was gonna say Stros in 6, but
Okay.
5. You guys, okay.
Gentlemen, sweep.
All right. Well, love you both. Love you, all the listeners.
Love you
And,
too. Yes, thank you, listeners, for tuning into this episode. Thank you for sitting through a history lesson of the Emu War. Hope you appreciated that.
Yeah, you learned something here.
I'm gonna
That's right.
go Pats.
And go
as
Pats.
well.
Oh, that's
Little
right.
little
are they-
MNF. MNF.
Are they wearing the silver pants tonight? Or
That's
are they
right,
just,
Liam. Yes, they are.
Okay.
They are.
I didn't know if they were just
No, they're
hey,
wearing them.
we got silver pants.
Go Silver Pants, go Pats, go you, go Stros, and most importantly, go Sox.
Go Christian Vasquez.
That's right.